Bibby Financial Services Ireland Punchestown Gold Cup. It's a Grade 1, of course. It's €200,000 in prize money. The trip is 3 miles and a furlong, and this will be some race to savour. One is Carlingford Lock, the dual Irish Gold Cup winner for John Kiley and the jockey Barry Geraghty. 2 is Q Card, the horse that needs no introduction for Colin Tizard, and the pilot Paddy Brennan, of course. Grade 1 success yesterday with God's Own. 3 Jackadan, Ruby Walsh. 4 Don Polly is Brian Cooper. 5 Fox Rock, Dennis O'Regan. 6 is Road to Riches, the mount of Davy Russell, of course. Smashing is your absentee. No Don Cossack, Tom Lee, but we have the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, and of course Q Card adds the real lustre to the race, obviously.
Oh yes, the fall of the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th from the Cheltenham Gold Cup, and we've got the 1, 2, 3 from the follow-up race at Aintree. The stage is set for a cracker. Shame there's no Don Cossack, but in his absence we have got a superstar in Q Card, 176 rated, but for that mishap he might be unbeaten this season. If there's any gas left in the tank, then it's very likely he'll win this afternoon. It's not a penalty kick though. He's 4-6, 8-13, 4-7, depending on which bookmaker you frequent here at Punchestown. Don Polly, pretty weak at 13-2. The same comment applies to Jackadan, who looked tired at the finish at Aintree. Road to Riches, he's the horse who's been back from double figure prices into around about 8-1. Bear in mind, 3rd in this race 12 months ago, and 3rd not that long ago in a Cheltenham Gold Cup.
You visited Colin Tizard's yard last week, and did you detect when you visited that there's confidence in terms of his form? Because as you say, he's been a revelation this year. He was only 4th at this meeting last year, but since the new season, this Q Card has been simply quite extraordinary. He's always been a very good horse, but this year he's scaled further heights.
Former champion bumper winner, a former Ryanair Chase winner, and of course now a multiple Grade 1 winner. Did I detect that? Yes, I did. Furthermore, I'll just leave you with one thought. Richard Johnson, the champion jockey in Britain, he said forget this horse's form prior to the season just ending now. He said now that his wind is sorted, he said he's almost, he said in his opinion, bordering on unbeatable. We're about to find out.
That is interesting. He's odds on, and you can back him if you want to back him odds on. You can get 6-4 on in the ring about Q Card. But earlier in the day, we sent Andy Mack to speak to Paddy Brennan, Ruby Walsh, and Brian Cooper.
Ahead of the Bibby's Financial Services Limited Gold Cup, I'm joined by the riders of the 3 main protagonists. All right, lads. Paddy Brennan, Ruby Walsh and Brian Cooper. So, Paddy, you're on the hot pot Q Card, and who's had a perfect season except for bowing out in the Gold Cup, and the big question is, would he have won?
Oh, I suppose we'll never know that. I think he might have done, but he fell. It's horse racing. You got to jump to win, and he bounced back well at Aintree.
Yeah, Aintree was a brilliant performance, and it looks like they'll have it all to do to beat him today.
Yeah, I think if he turns up on that kind of form, you know, he's pretty solid, and he had a run around here last year which will play to his advantage. Really looking forward to it.
Ruby, you were travelling well in the Gold Cup when Q Card bowed out, but subsequent form looks as though you might have a bit to find with him.
Yeah, it didn't turn up in Aintree at all. Rode a bit flat, but today's a different day. It's 3 weeks since Aintree, the guts of it. He seems well at home. He ran well here last year, and he was 2nd to Don Cossack. Q Card was behind him. Well, I suppose you have to take him on. I mean, we had to go to Aintree to take him on the last day. He's having to come to Ireland to take us on today. He is possibly, it's hard to say the most improved horse, but from his form last year, Q Card looks a different horse this year. From Haydock to Kempton to Cheltenham, Aintree, he's been rock solid all year. So he will be a tough opponent, but we'll have to give him a go. We can't just hand him the prize anyway.
And you say he didn't show up in Aintree, did anything show up for that? Any reason why?
No, I mean, obviously he quite a hard race in the Gold Cup, and he gave all he had, and it obviously left a mark on him. We're hoping he's a bit fresher today. Whether he is or not, only time will tell.
And a lot of horses come to Punchestown and don't show up after a long hard season. Do you think it's just that, or do you think there are other reasons for it?
I'd say that's just it. I mean, a lot of our horses, or Willie's horses, went from Cheltenham to Aintree, and are coming back here. It's tough. I suppose if it doesn't happen for you in Cheltenham, or you bow out like Q Card did before the race really gets going, it's a bit easier to go to Aintree and come back here. But Jackadan ran his race in the Gold Cup, and that showed. It showed in Aintree.
Brian, you're successful in the Gold Cup. I suppose you'll tell us you had it sewn up anyway.
Look, you never know. My lad stays very well. Didn't do a whole lot when he got to the front. He pricked his ears from the last home. Never had to hit him or anything. So, but as I said, we'll never know. I'll be saying that I would have won, and I did win. So I won't be saying, look, there'll be nothing to say that it went wrong. It went right for us in the day. So that was the main thing.
Don Polly has a good bit of form to find, but is there anything you might try differently today?
No. Look, he's got plenty to find on ratings. He he ran his race in Aintree. You know, he probably gave all he could have really, and that's probably as good as he is. You know, maybe he might improve a little bit more from Aintree to Punchestown, but I find it very hard. It's going to be a tough race for him now, but look, he's there to be shot at.
Best of luck, all three.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, best of luck all three. It's a fabulous race, I must say. Only 6 runners for this race, but my goodness, the first 3 from Aintree. Robbie Powers come to join us to try and find the winner. Robbie, Q Card possibly unbeatable now that he's been operated on for his wind. I mean, he does look rock solid, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, as the lads were saying, he definitely wasn't done within the Gold Cup when he came down. He was breathtaking in Aintree. I mean, he was foot perfect and looked the real deal. On that form, Don Poley and Jack and them have a lot on their plate if the same horse turns up here again. But as the lads were saying, it's the 3rd run in 6 weeks. It's a difficult thing to do, but if Q Card turns up, the horse that was in Aintree, he'd take a lot of beating.
Let's look at that Aintree race now, because as we say, the 1st, 2nd and 3rd all doing battle again, and there we have it. We have Q Card and Jack Adam and Don Poley, and I just love the way Q Card did it. Ted, this was pretty smart.
Yeah, and all 3 of them had been to Cheltenham as well too. They're all at that slight disadvantage. There's no really dead fresh horse here. Carlingford Lough had been to the Gold Cup as well. You just like the way this horse quickened up. I think his slight advantage is the fact that he tipped up at Cheltenham. He didn't get into a grueler from the back of the 3rd last.
Yeah,
Q Card, he might just have a little bit more thank than 2 behind, you know.
He fell just before the Gold Cup really got started.
Yeah.
That would have helped going to Aintree, but I mean, he's had a race in Aintree. He travelled real well. Paddy was there again sooner than he would have wanted, but he went away and beat 2 good horses really, really well.
Yeah.
Jack Adam was flat, Ruby said, and that's exactly the way he looks, do you know? I mean, Don Poley beats him 8 lengths or so.
Yeah, it'll be some training performance from Willie Mullins now if he can bring Jack Adam back from that. I know Willie's a magician, but it'll have to work the oracle to get him back from Cheltenham and Aintree to run flat in Aintree and come back and win in Punchestown will be some performance.
It will be some performances, right? You know?
We should look at the others as well. I mean, Carlingford Lough, he's won 4 Grade 1s. We've got Rag to Riches as well. Let's have a look at them all. In fact, we can start with Carlingford Lough. He's a 14-1 shot, and he was a good winner of the Irish Gold Cup in extraordinary circumstances when coming from a different parish. Then went to Cheltenham, just struggled until he got going late. There's Q Card.
Q Card looked great walking around the ring there. He's got a great bloom on him. He's got a full, he's prime of his life now at 10 years of age. He's tip-top shape. I think that he's the one they're all going to have to be. Don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, we've talked about Jack Adam. I mean, as I said, Willie Mullins will have to work a miracle to get him back to his best here. I think Q Card holds him on all form this season.
And 4 is Don Poley, 2 good wins and 2 good placings this season. Runner-up at Aintree, split Q Card and Jack Adam last time. Interesting, 13-2 he is. Your own horse, Ted?
Yeah, he's got a chance. I mean, a chance of being in the money. He's only a length behind Don Poley at Leopardstown. He's only a half a length behind Carlingford Lough in the Hennessy last year. If he puts in a good run, he could be placed.
Number 6 is Road to Riches. He ran a cracker when 3rd in the Ryanair in Cheltenham. He was then 2nd to smashing of Henry de Bromheads in Navan on heavy ground. He'll enjoy the ground here today, and if this ground brings round improvement, he's a fresh horse coming here.
Well, let's hear from Colin Tizard now. He's with Tracy.
Yes, certainly is, standing in the beautiful sunshine.
He's with Tracy.
Yes, certainly is, standing in the beautiful sunshine. It's absolutely fantastic. Winner of 6 Grade 1s over fences and brilliant at Aintree last time. How is he?
Yeah, I think he's just as good as he's been all season.
Wow.
He's lovely in his coat. Yeah, I don't think the horse is worried at all about it. I get a bit more jitter as the season goes on, but let's see, a nice clear round for every horse and may the best one win.
Travelled over fine, no issues there?
Yeah, I think he likes travel. We travelled him 3 or 4 times this year to Wetherby, to Haydock, Aintree. We travelled him up 2 days before. Didn't mind it. No, he was sat on the lorry for 14 hours to get here. Yeah,
but he's a tough boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't panic anymore. He's a completely different horse to what he used to be. He wouldn't have taken this when he was a 4-year-old, but nowadays...
Would you put that down to maturity? What would you say that is?
No, it is maturity, isn't it? He's done it all before. But good horses take it all, don't they? And that's why he's lasted so long. He's got that mental bit nowadays that he can take it. And this year he's come back absolutely brilliant.
He certainly has. We're really looking forward to it. Best of luck, Colin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Boyle Sport.
Oh, what a race it is. What a race, this latest renewal of the Bibby Financial Services Ireland Punchestown Gold Cup, and all to play for. Big prize. Robbie, how do you see the race unfolding?
I would imagine both Brian Cooper and Davy Russell on the two Kingstown horses, Road to Riches and Don Poli, will be very handy. They'll want plenty of pace. They've proven stamina, as will Jackadam. Q-Card will definitely stalk them. I suppose Ted's horse will bounce out with them. Carlingford Lock is the one horse that will definitely drop in and be given a chance. But I imagine Don Poli, Road to Riches, and then Q-Card will be stalking all the time.
And tell us about the ground now. How did you find it on the hurdle course?
It's beautiful ground. I mean, Punchestown have done a fantastic job. We've had a dry spell and it's been cold. They've done the water absolutely perfect. I mean, it's a beautiful jumping ground.
A beautiful day as well. We had a few hailstones earlier on in the morning, but the sun has shone since then, and I think we're in for a corker. Ted, we always have a fear at Punchestown of it's the last race of the season for so many, and sometimes you don't get the result that you expect. We've seen that already this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, that applies right through the whole season. Depends on, I mean, most of these horses would have been geared for Cheltenham in March. That's their holy grail. And some of them will maintain that for them, and some of them won't be able to take the pressure, and they'll just go over the top. But that's the same with flat or jumpers, wherever you are, whether you're heading for. If you have a target, you aim for that, and you hope that you've left a bit to see you through the season.
So what do you do then? I mean, talk about the horse that is prepared for Cheltenham and
well, some horses have a good constitution. You just say our Colin Tizard there, his horse has gone 12 or 13 hours up the road to run in Weatherby and places like that. He doesn't mind travelling, he eats and everything else. And if you have a good quality horse, like the great horses, they never get a hard race, so they win those races without getting a grueler. And some of them, no different than humans, some of them thrive on a bit of travelling and a hardship, and others melt under it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Some of them have that constitution, they can take it and get back for more, and some of them just go over the top. They're no different than humans. They can peak and stay at it, and some of them will just fall in a hole.
I suppose Q-Card has age on his side as well, which is a great plus.
Yeah.
Views now from Andy down at the start.
Q-Card and Jackadam behind us, just having a look at the fence here. This isn't their first fence ahead of them. They'll start with their backs to this, down at the 3 mile 1 start. So Q-Card just on a little bit on his feet, but that's his general characteristic. You can see he wears a tongue tie as well and a cross noseband. Jackadam came down nice and sweetly as well, all very calm. Who looked a bit excited, but nothing to get worried about was Don Poli. You can see in the shot there, Brian Cooper just getting his girth checked. Fox Rock in front of you, Ted runner there, he's sweat up a little bit. So Don Poli just kicking out a little bit, not happy about getting his girth checked, but Pat managing to stay clear of his legs. And finally Jackadam getting his done. Not a huge amount of pace in this race. Possibly Road to Riches had made it on a few occasions, and Davy Russell looks like he's lining up quite handily. Dennis O'Regan switches inside him, he may be handily too. Joe Bannahan instructing them that they're ready to go. Don Poli, who's been dropped in a little bit in his last two occasions but has been ridden handily, he seems to be lining up with Road to Riches also. Q-Card, Paddy Brennan down the inner.
Ready to go, Joe Bannahan says. Tony O'Hare is our commentator. 6-4 on this favourite Q-Card. Tony, all Q-Card for you, is it?
Yeah, he looks the one, very much so. Hard to see Jackadam or Don Poli turning the tables from Aintree. Off and running in the Bibby Financial Services Punchestown Gold Cup, and it's Road to Riches who leads from Fox Rock and Don Poli. Jackadam in the pink colours. Towards the left is Q-Card, the odds-on favourite. Carlingford Lock bringing up the rear as they come to the second. Road to Riches lands in the lead from Fox Rock in second, and they're followed in third spot by Don Poli. Then Q-Card towards the inside, Jackadam last but one, and finally Carlingford Lock. Leaving the back straight behind them for the first time, and Road to Riches and Davy Russell the leader from Fox Rock and Dennis O'Regan. Don Poli is third, and fourth place is Jackadam, and then Q-Card, and bringing up the rear at this stage Carlingford Lock as they come down now towards fence number 3. Road to Riches, Fox Rock in the predominantly yellow colours, they're followed by Don Poli. Jackadam in the pink, and they're followed by Q-Card on the left as we look at them, and Carlingford Lock and Barry Geraghty last of the 6. They come up now towards fence number 4, and Road to Riches, Fox Rock, Jackadam together, Don Poley on their outside, and then comes Q Card and Paddy Brennan, and finally Carlingford Lough as they turn into the straight, coming towards fences 5 and 6, and Road to Riches leads from Fox Rock second, Jackadam just behind them. They're followed by Don Poley, and then Q Card and Carlingford Lough, the first of the two fences in the straight. Road to Riches from Fox Rock and Jackadam as they come down to the next, which is fence number 6. Road to Riches leads from Jackadam in second, Fox Rock right of the picture, Q Card in the blue and pink, and then Don Poley behind Don Poley, and at the back is Carlingford Lough. Ted, your views at this point?
They're not going a mad gallop. Jackadam, Ruby set out to take his time on him, but he's pulled his way up into second place. Davy Russell's dictating things nice and steady. My own horse has jumped a little bit in and out, a bit high in the yoke. Paddy Brennan has got a nice lead in on the inside there. Brian Cooper would want to be as happy as he is. I know he gets behind the bridle, but I think he intended not to let him get back that far. He's just running quite sluggish from him, and Barry Gerrish is just sweeping in at the moment. I'd say they're all happy enough, but in particular, I'd say Paddy Brennan is absolutely delighted the way things are going.
Out over the 7th fence and going to the top of the hill, Road to Riches from Jackadam, Fox Rock, Q Card on the inside. They're followed by Don Poley, and Carlingford Lough brings up the rear. Going now towards the next fence, which is at the top of the hill. Road to Riches in the lead over from Jackadam, Fox Rock and Q Card. Then Don Poley and Carlingford Lough as they race down the hill. We have another 9 fences to jump, and Road to Riches from Fox Rock on the outside, Don Poley getting a bit closer, Jackadam still right there on the inside. Behind him is Q Card and Carlingford Lough, the dual Irish Gold Cup winner, bringing up the rear as they come to the next fence with Road to Riches. Fox Rock right of the picture is Don Poley. Jackadam towards the inside. Behind Jackadam comes Q Card and Carlingford Lough. Next fence coming up quickly. Road to Riches from Fox Rock and Don Poley. Jackadam on the inside, then Q Card, and bringing up the rear is Carlingford Lough as they swing down the back. 7 left to jump, and Road to Riches continues to lead from Fox Rock in second. Jackadam on the inside, then Don Poley. Q Card is tracking them all the way, and Carlingford Lough a bit detached as they come to the first of the 3 down the far side. Road to Riches from Fox Rock over, and third is Jackadam, and then Q Card and Don Poley, and finally Carlingford Lough as they go to the middle fence in the back straight. Road to Riches by a length to Fox Rock in second. Jackadam on the inside, he lands second there past Fox Rock as they race towards the final fence in the back straight. It's 5 from home. Road to Riches, Fox Rock on the outside is Don Poley. Jackadam is in behind them towards the inner, and they're followed by Q Card and then Carlingford Lough as they race now into the turn, taking them off the back straight. And it's Road to Riches who still leads them. Don Poley is there in second, then Jackadam, then Q Card. Fox Rock has dropped back a bit. Carlingford Lough getting a little bit closer as they turn to face the 4th last now. Road to Riches, Don Poley, Jackadam in third, then Q Card into 4th. Fox Rock drops to 5th, and Carlingford Lough still the back marker as they come down towards the 4th last. Road to Riches from Don Poley. Jackadam is between them, and they're followed by Q Card. 4 from home, and the lead still with Road to Riches from Don Poley. Jackadam is next. Behind these is Q Card, and after him comes Carlingford Lough, and Fox Rock is next as they come towards the 3rd last. Road to Riches from Jackadam. Then on the outside is Don Poley. Q Card over in 4th, and still with a bit to do. Carlingford Lough is next as they run the turn into the straight. Road to Riches, Jackadam in the centre, and around the outside is Don Poley. Q Card is 3 or 4 lengths to make up, not making much impression at this stage as they come down towards the 2nd last. And it's Road to Riches, Jackadam in the centre, Don Poley, then Q Card. Final fence, it's Jackadam from Carlingford Lough. Carlingford Lough in the McManus colours over in front and going away now. It's Carlingford Lough from Jackadam. Q Card well held in third, and then Don Poley. But Carlingford Lough is going to win the Bibby Financial Services Punchestown Gold Cup. Wins it well. Jackadam is second. Don Poley possibly just third ahead of Q Card, and they're clear of Fox Rock.
What a race, what a race. Carlingford Lough has done it again for John Kiley and has won the Bibby Financial Services Punchestown Gold Cup. Ted Walsh and Robbie Power.
Well, this is always a race that has shown up a few surprises, but I think it's about time now we started giving Carlingford Lough credit. He was a good winner of the Hennessy. He came from a long way back. Cheltenham probably doesn't suit him, but I mean, he's got outpaced here between the fourth last, the third last, and turned into the straight. But he's a dour stayer, good ground place was his strengths, and Barry's giving him a cracking ride.
Yeah, cracking ride. He's taking his time on him. He's loads of gears. He won a Galway plate over 2.5, as did Road to Riches. Road to Riches has to be unlucky though. He has Jack Adamus put his head in front here, but Barry Geraghty is full of horse down to the last, jumps it well and goes away and wins. Wins well. He gets a smack in from behind. He quickens up really well and goes away and wins in a canter. Wins 3 or 4 lengths. This is his 5th Grade 1 win. He won 2 as a novice, 2 last year, and again another one this year, 2 this year. It's a marvellous training performance by John Kiley.
Great to see Road to Riches back up.
And more importantly, it's great to see Davy Russell
as well.
But it's
sound, which is great to see. But this is a memorable occasion for John Kiley. And Barry Geraghty, of course, it was Mark Walsh who steered him to win the Gold Cup. Barry, on that occasion, rode in this horse, didn't he, in the Gold Cup, Robbie?
Gilgamboa, yeah.
Gilgamboa.
Well, in the National. But he's a great horse. I mean, John Kiley does a fantastic job with him.
He does. I saw him run earlier on this year. He ran at Navan. He pulled up in a hurl race, but he got him back into tip-top shape. He won a Hennessy with him. He's now won the big one here at Punchestown, and he won a Hennessy last year, 2 Hennessys, and he won the Power Gold Cup. Was it the Power Gold Cup he won? No, he just got beaten that. He won the Grade 1 here as a 3 mile novice.
As a novice,
and he won
the
3 mile novice at Leopardstown at Christmas. That's his 5th Grade 1. What a training performance, and what a good horse he is now.
Absolutely. What about Q Card? You'd have to say, maybe feeling the effects of the
he ran the stinker.
Yeah, the effects of a hard season.
Yeah, well, it's a hard season. They've all had hard seasons, but he ran no race today.
Carlingford Lough was the only one of the first 4 that didn't go to Aintree.
That's it.
And I'd say that's played to his strength today.
Yeah.
But this horse will get some celebrations as they come back. Don Poley, Jack Adam, Q Card, and you can see the music now coming up as Barry Geraghty and Carlingford Lough enters the winners' enclosure here at Punchestown. And as Robbie Powell rightly says, it's about time now that we give due credit to the Dungarvan horse Carlingford Lough.
Most definitely.
This horse will get some celebration. He was 25 to 1. We'll see what Tom Lee says, around the 14 to 1. Then Deirdre McCurtain, of course, sister of Ambrose McCurtain and all the McCurtain family, and Dee very much part of the John Kiley team, and you can see the broad smile as she leads in Carlingford Lough. This horse will get some celebrations. Punches the air. No fluke about this. Everyone said maybe the Gold Cup, the second Gold Cup, was a fluke at Leopardstown, but this wasn't a fluke, Robbie Power.
Absolutely not. I mean, he's a horse that does get caught for a bit of pace in a race, but good ground plays to his strengths. And as I say as well, a shrewd move from JP and Frank and John Kiley to miss out Aintree and have him fresh and well for here. It's paid
a lot of people thought that he should have had a go at the Krabby's Grand National. Kieran McManus getting a word with Barry Geraghty, but they knew that this was a Grade 1 horse and sidestepped the National to win the prestigious Bibby Financial Gold Cup. €200,000 in prize money, and you can see there's Deirdre McCurtain, very much part of the Lisfindle team. Marion Kiley as well.
It's a long time since a top weight won the Grand National, so it was a shrewd move from Connections to leave it and come here.
And there you can see Matt Kiley as well, Paddy's brother. Paddy Kiley's here as well. Look at the pedigree of this horse. By King's Theatre, he cost 80,000 as a foal, bred of course by Kenilworth House, the Vazicek family in Clonmel, out of the Forriglin mare Baden. What a mare she was. She won 5 races herself, and she's produced 3 black type horses, this, that and t'other, the t'other one, and of course the magnificent Carlingford Lough, who has now won his 5th Grade 1 and won a Galway plate as well. Didn't make the cut one year for a Galway hurdle and ran in the 2 mile 6 on the Saturday. John Kiley, of course, Robbie Power. All the jockeys love riding for J.E. Kiley.
John Kiley's a master trainer. For years he's been a master trainer, and I don't ride very often for him. He has his own jockeys, but I mean, when you get a call off him to ride, you're always eager and love to ride for him. He's a great man to ride for. He understands racing and understands horses, and he knew that missing out Aintree to come here was the right thing to do.
He's 79 years of age next week.
And he looks 59,
doesn't he? He keeps himself well, turns himself out. He rides 3 and 4 lots every day, and he's very much the pride of West Waterford, I can tell you. There's Paddy Kiley tipping his hat as well, and he was an accomplished professional in his day as well. Paddy Kiley?
Paddy a bit before my time, but I've heard great reports about Paddy. He's a great horseman. They're all great horsemen, all the Kileys.
Absolutely. A special day, of course. Paddy trained Shula Raig to win a stairs hurdle at the festival as well. And as you get huge crowds, great atmosphere here. If you're at home and you're watching, you have to come later on in the week. You have Thursday, Friday Ladies' Day, of course, and Saturday is Family Day here at Peerless Punchestown. And we were treated to a thriller. If you've just joined us, I can tell you Carlingford Lough has come from last to first to win a thrilling Gold Cup. Glad to report Road to Riches. Ted thought he was still cantering, still had petrol in the tank.
Yeah, he was, and we know he stays really well. And I mean, Davy's gone for a big one at the second last, and the horse has just stepped into the middle of it. Often, to me, that's a sign that he's starting to come to the end of his tender.
Yes.
If he had plenty of horse, he would have come up for him, you know.
We saw at Leopardstown that this Carlingford Lough, he runs in the last 2 furlongs. That's when he's finishing. He goes into overdrive.
Yeah, he's a strong finisher. He just lacks that little bit of toe. When they start quickening 3 out, he just gets done for a bit of toe. But the one thing you can be guaranteed on is if you can keep tabs on them, he'll come home well.
He's just a horse, as you rightly said, as with the professionals, has gone under the radar. But today I think they'll say, rightly so, this horse deserves plaudits.
Yeah, well, any horse that wins 5 Grade 1s is a hell of a good horse.
Robert Hall is speaking to the maestro himself, Mr. Kiley.
I certainly am. John, what a magnificent performance by your horse.
It was wonderful, and Barry really learned. I think he learned from Mark Welch, the way Mark rode him in Leopardstown.
But he keeps surprising us, do you know? I mean, he's won here at 12-1. He hasn't half won either.
No, he likes this track, and each time he came, did he win every time?
What's the secret to him?
Well, the secret is keeping fresh.
But I mean, you know, Galway Plate, you've won 2 Hennessy's as well, you come here as well, you beat the best.
Well, he's an easy horse to train. You just keep him well and let him be fresh. I think we were lucky we weren't going to Aintree.
And at Cheltenham he got going a little late, did he?
A little late. He didn't handle Cheltenham either year. So I think maybe he likes a track like this more 11.
John, you're always getting going, but I mean, you're 79 or nearly 79, are you now, may I ask you?
Yes, yeah, I am. No worries, I'm delighted to be as well as I am.
And here you're riding at 3 in the morning.
I know, not that many.
It's a wonderful performance, John, well done.
Yeah, well, I'd like to give credit to Mark Welsh. He did most of the schooling on him. We take him to the Curragh for just 1 or 2 bits of work, and that seems to have worked.
Well done, Mark, and well done, John.
And Mark was lucky to ride him in Leopardstown. He gave him a grand ride, so Barry copied.
Well done, everyone.
Thank you. Okay.
It is indeed an absolutely wonderful performance, not just from John Kiley, but indeed from Barry Geraghty, who on the second